everybody, and welcome back. A couple of weeks ago, I had the opportunity to travel out of town for a geocaching event. I jumped on this opportunity because it was on my weekend off, and it's not very often that more in-depth events happen on my weekend off when I'm available to go. So we headed out Saturday afternoon and we got our hotel room, and I went with two local geocachers, and I don't know, I had a lot of fun. We were going out for a Winter Olympics style event. So we represented Team Antarctica, and there was a banquet style event afterwards, which was the dinner. And so each team was supposed to bring fares from their country. So we said that we ended up doing a CETO event to come up with our food to bring. So we ended up bringing ice cubes, which was blue raspberry jello with whipping cream on top. And then we also did snowballs, which were Mexican wedding cookies. And so we baked the cookies, and then we also came up with truffle chocolates. So I suggested we bring those, and my dad's like, oh, that's great, penguin poop. So I'm like, perfect. And I suggested it to the girls, and they're, yeah, that works. So we ended up bringing the ice cubes, the penguin poop, and the snowballs, and those were our contributions to the Olympic banquet afterwards. The food was absolutely awesome. I can't even exactly remember what it was, but we had poutine, courtesy of Team Canada, the host country. Thank you, Jabberwockies. That was absolutely awesome. It tasted so good. And then we also had many other things. I have a picture of my very healthy plate here. And I know we had pierogies and sausage. Yeah, I don't even remember. And then desserts, well, there was shortbread, and then our stuff that we brought, and many other things. So for the actual Olympic style event itself, we ended up playing, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna vlog it at first, just because my anxiety, and I'm not used to vlogging around other people. So I really wasn't sure. But I mean, everybody has their cameras out at those events, and so I did get some footage. So the events that we ended up doing was the Viking Kubb, and I'm not sure if I have any video of this, but with the Viking Kubb, how you played is you had one team at one end of the field, the playing field, and one team at the other end. And then you had to throw pieces of firewood underhand to the other end, where there was, I think it was 5 or 6 blocks of wood, and you had to throw this firewood to knock down the wood at the other end. And then once you knocked down your pieces of wood at the other end, there was one kingpin in the middle, and then you had to win, you had to throw and get that. And you each took turns throwing the wood. And it was very awkward throwing pieces of firewood towards this other team. Like they're standing right behind your pieces, and you're hucking this wood, and it was just hilarious. There was at one point where I'm like, can you just move over? Like, I'm sure that my depth perception is probably off here, but I don't know if I feel comfortable hucking this piece of firewood at you with, like, I might hit you. Like, I felt so bad, but it was hilarious. And then we also played the woodpile, and I didn't compete in this. My two teammates did this, and so I got the video of them doing it. And for this one, you had a sled, and you had to run to the other end, get 10 pieces of firewood again, run back, and then build a tower with it. So 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, and the 5 layers of the wood like that. And so We ended up getting in the finals for that one. And then we also did a log jam event, which at this point it had started raining / freezing rain, and so we couldn't put it down on the table, but it was a brand new log sheet, and then you had a bison tube, and so you were supposed to pick up the bison tube and pick up the log sheet and then roll the log sheet as fast as you could, stuff it in the bison tube, and throw it on the table. And so the team that could do this the fastest ended up winning, obviously, and going on to the finals. Now, the finals were all played later, and with this particular one, Team Canada was like the ringer. Oh my goodness, they were so quick, and we were playing to figure out who went into the finals. Like, we knew that we were going to the gold medal match. We knew we were either getting silver or gold in this particular event. And so it was Team Canada and the other team. It was such a close call, and this other team was like this close to winning, and we're like, as much as we really do not want to go up against Team Canada in the gold medal round, Team Canada took that one. So we actually went up against Team Canada, and we sent in our best player, and she did absolutely awesome to the point that she won us gold in the log jam event. So that was awesome. I have that video playing right here.
I'm gonna say he'd let me win.
Another game was, can you build a snowman without snow? And so this one was stacking golf balls. Now, I did not compete in this one. I knew that I did not have it, and one of our other girl, like, I swear she played almost all of the events. So she ended up being able to stack 2. So with that one, we did not end up going to the final, but that's okay. And I think I have a picture, or it might be video. Nobody was able to get past 2 for the longest time. And you had to have it hold for like 5 seconds before it fell over. And we're outside in a park. The table's not exactly level. You're trying to stack golf balls. And then the table's all wet from the rain / freezing rain. And one of the girls actually ended up stacking the 3rd golf ball. She just stuck it up there, and it just happened to balance. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I got that. So it's either a picture or video, I can't remember, but oh my goodness, we were all so impressed with that. One of the other events was the Antifreeze event, which ended up being basically the bottle flip. And so I ended up actually being able to do the bottle flip. And so we did okay in this one, but we didn't end up going to the finals at all. And then the last event that I'm going to talk about, which is like the last event, I'm not sure what order we played all of these in, but Road Warriors, which was road hockey, which is probably the most Canadian thing ever. And we ended up going to the gold medal match. It was a very hard fought game. It was slippery. We kept throwing the ball off to the side, and it was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. We ended up taking home 2 gold medals, the Road Warrior event and the log jam event, and then we took home silver in the woodpile, I believe it was. And if anybody watching this was there and I'm not quite right, go ahead and correct me on that, because I'm going off of memory here. But we ended up having opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies. Being that we were Team Antarctica, we did not have, like, Antarctica doesn't have a national anthem, and so they got really creative, and we love it. So here's one of my teammates collecting our medals to our national anthem that they picked. Oh, it's so awesome.
We had a heck of a time trying to find you guys a national anthem.
I didn't realize you.
Little Canada. Bronze medal Denmark.
In the end, all the teams came out pretty evenly. I think almost all the teams got 3 medals except for Team Canada, which I think only got 2 medals. All in all, the event was very well organized, and despite the fact that the weather didn't exactly cooperate and we ended up cutting one of the events, it was a great event. Now, the night before, there was 2 geocaches that were published, and that was hilarious. On our way driving out, because I think it was about a 3-hour drive to get out there. 2.5, 3 hours, I'm not sure. One of the girls ended up putting in the notifications for that area. And so we're sitting there. Notifications got published, and I was sitting there holding my drink, and I kind of look, and the one girl moves a little bit while the other is checking her phone. And we're trying to figure out, okay, are these notifications? Because the other 2 of us, we didn't set our notifications. And so we're like, well, we're not getting notifications, but she is, so that's for here, isn't it? So we just kind of, we move a little bit, and then we move a little bit, and we're like, are we going? Are we going? Like, what's going on here? And then all of a sudden she's like, they're here. So up we, I'm sorry, my girl. The orange pile is my dog. No, you can't see her. Oh my goodness, when I get excited about things, it sets her off. So we ended up going for the FTS. We ended up walking down a path, and after a short amount of bushwhacking, very short, because heaven forbid we just keep following the path and then find the geo trail from the people placing it, we ended up coming up with the FTF for that one. And so we're like, okay, well, we need to get to the other side of the river. Oh, look, there's a bridge right here. So the other one was a night cache, and so we had to make our way to the beginning of it. And we had brought our snowshoes just in case. Now, this adventure was absolutely hilarious because there was, I think it must have been a cross-country ski trail or something, but through the park that we were in, there was this wide path, which I think was for cross-country skiing. And so we're walking along there, and because of the abnormally nice temperatures during this time, there was like a lake in the middle of the path. And so you couldn't, like, I ended up just kind of skirting it, and I ended up getting a tiny bit of water in my boots, in my pretty new boots that we ended up buying. Here's a picture of those. And so I ended up getting over, and at this point, I had to go pee. And I'm watching the 2 girls that I was with, and it was absolutely hilarious because they're trying to walk up on the snow on the side of the path, and their legs kept, like, their feet kept sinking down pretty much to their knees. Maybe it was a little deeper than that. Because of the freeze-thaw cycle that we had been having, the top layer of snow was like frozen. So it's like ice. And as you're walking through, it's like cutting into your legs. And I mean, obviously pants are being worn, but it's still sharp. So you kind of had to like chop the snow, the top layer, in order to get through. And then, so the one girl was doing that, and then the other girl was like pretty much swimming through the snow to get across. It was absolutely hilarious. So we ended up making our way to the beginning of the night cache, and we put our snowshoes on and we made our way. And because of the frozen, like because of the weather, the snow was not like your typical snowshoeing snow. It was like partial ice and like partial grass, and it was very awkward. And we're like, it was really hard to snowshoe through. And so we ended up making our way to the final, and then the final was this box, and there was a tube down it, and then there was a bison tube in. You had to use a lure on the end of a chain to ice fish style, like jig, the bison tube out of this box. So the girl that I was with managed to hook it, and we got FTF on that one. So on our way back, we're like, okay, you know what? Let's take the easy route. And we ended up going up a steep embankment, and I have this picture here of us or them going up it. And we ended up walking the road home. And so at like, I don't know, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, we walked the road home. So all in all, the whole weekend was awesome. We ended up finding a bunch of other caches. That area, I really like that area. I think I'm gonna have to head out there again. The people who put on the event, they're constantly putting on awesome events, and now that I'm available to go out to them when they're on my weekends off, I think I'm gonna head out there a little more often. So I'm hoping that as I go to more events, I'm able to kind of work past my anxiety of being around people and vlogging, and I will be able to vlog these events without having to worry about sitting down afterwards like this and going through everything to explain. So thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you guys next time. I'm going to be going out to the mega event in July. Yeah, in July. My holidays got approved, so I'm going to be taking actually 2 weeks off and doing who knows what. So I'm going to be heading out to the mega event, and hopefully by then my comfort level of vlogging in public has gone up a lot. And I'm going to be able to do some vlogs out there. And the week after the event, I have nothing planned, and we're just going to see what crops up. So if anybody watching these videos is from out there and you have anything that you would highly recommend me doing, the event itself is in Saskatchewan, but I don't have a big problem traveling to, you know, Alberta. BC might be a little far-fetched for me, but I'm hopefully gonna have my tent, I'm hopefully gonna have my kayak, and I'm hopefully going to have my bike. So we'll see. So if you guys are out there and you guys know of some crazy ass adventures that I need to go on, hit me up. Send me an email, hakliva@gmail.com, and yeah, so happy caching!